Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cody the Coin Raptor coming at you with another Bitcoin video. So Bitcoin right now is above 105,000 currently. It's showing some extreme support and then now bullish momentum, and it is near the last all-time high of almost about 109,000. But traders have turned very bullish on Bitcoin, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin options to kind of support that idea. We go here to the Bitcoin metrics on the Duribit exchange. We can see here that we have a large number of options set to expire on the 31st of January or on Friday. Now we have about $8 billion total worth of options, mostly call options, a little bit of put options. But if you take a look at the actual options by strike price, you can see here that traders right now are heavily betting on about $110,000 Bitcoin by the end of the week. You can see here there's a large number of call options set to expire. About $550 million of call options set to expire at about $110,000. So this is actually phenomenally bullish. I don't think I've seen such a large amount of options set to expire at such a high price in a while. Now, as a reminder, the max pain price is sitting at 98,000, which means that that's the point at which all the options holders will experience the greatest loss. So it's entirely possible we could see it drift down to 98,000, but most traders, at least the bullish ones right now, are betting at about 110,000 by the end of the week. And so this is very interesting information. We're probably going to wind up getting more volatility before the end of the week, and I think it's very possible that we could actually hit 110K, considering we're pretty close to that level. Now, what's interesting about this time of year is that January is normally a strong month for Bitcoin. However, February is really the month of Bitcoin in which you see some of the highest gains on record. Normally, it's a 15% gain or so for February. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this February we wind up seeing something similar to that, at least about 15% on average. That's normally how we get in February. This is also followed up by another strong month in March as well, with an average gain of about 13%. So I expect this quarter of this year to actually be fairly strong for Bitcoin, and specifically, we'll see some nice gains this quarter. At least historically, that's been the case. Now, we go ahead and take a look at our so-so value Bitcoin spot ETF spread here. We actually have the weekly total net flow. And we're starting to see that with these Bitcoin spot ETFs, there's a large amount of money flowing into these spot ETFs. Over the past couple of weeks, you've actually seen almost back-to-back 2 weeks with almost $2 billion of total net inflows to Bitcoin spot ETFs. This is largely driving a lot of that price action we're seeing, a lot of the gains that we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks, largely because of these Bitcoin spot ETFs and so much money that's flowing into them. And as a reminder, when people buy these spot ETFs, then the company that manages them has to go and buy Bitcoin, so that actually increases the Bitcoin price. The other thing I want to talk about is the estimated leverage ratios. This is something I've been talking about for the past couple of videos. The estimated leverage ratio gives you an idea of how leveraged the market is, and right now the market is sitting at a close to a top of the leverage that we've seen in the past year. So this leverage ratio right now is sitting at 0.26. The top was a little bit higher than that at about 0.28. Now, as a reminder, this is not really a bullish or bearish indicator. It's more about volatility and the fact that leverage can happen on both sides, both being bearish and bullish bets. So keep that in mind. But this will wind up definitely increasing the volatility that we see. And in fact, Bitcoin's been incredibly volatile over the past couple of months. And this is one of the reasons why, because you have a lot of people who are taking out leverage and they're putting out their new positions, either bullish or bearish. And so that's moving the price wildly. Now, what's also interesting is the fact that the BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink, believes that long-term, Bitcoin can be worth anywhere from $500,000, $600,000, or $700,000 per Bitcoin. Now, I think that this is, again, when we say long-term, I'm talking about This is not something that's going to happen overnight. And specifically, he talks about the allocation percentage of sovereign wealth funds, of major market funds, hedge funds, and if they have a what they call a 2% allocation or a 5% allocation, then you could wind up getting that extremely high upside of about $500,000 to $700,000 per Bitcoin. Now, again, this kind of plays into the idea of adoption and the fact that adoption is accelerating, and adoption will continue to accelerate when it comes to financial institutions. And if that happens, then he's saying that it's possible they could wind up getting close to a $700,000 Bitcoin. Now, this would take most likely decades in order to actually get to that level of adoption. But this idea of a $700,000 Bitcoin, I think, is not too fanciful. I think it's possible if you get that level of adoption and give it maybe 10, 15, 20 years or so. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the exchange reserve. So the exchange reserve is the number of Bitcoin on exchanges. And you can see here over the last year, we've had a large amount of Bitcoin leave exchanges from about 3 million or so back in January last year to where we are right now, which is about 2.3 million. So almost 700,000 Bitcoin has left exchanges in the past year alone. And this is, I think, can largely be attributed to the fact that those Bitcoin spot ETFs started trading about a year ago, and this is the result. A lot of this Bitcoin is leaving exchanges, and the simple fact is that eventually, if we keep going at this rate of about 700,000 Bitcoin a year, in a couple of years, a lot of this Bitcoin is going to get wiped out of the exchanges. So the supply shock is coming. We're starting to see the start of that supply shock. And as the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges decreases, then the price that people are willing to pay for the Bitcoin will continue to go higher. All right. So I know it's kind of a short video today, but let me know what you guys think. If you guys are interested in seeing some more content like that, if you're interested in more in-depth information, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys are going to be doing. I have not sold any of my Bitcoin whatsoever. And if I do, I will make sure that I will go ahead and put it on my Threads or my X account. So make sure you guys are following that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Definitely appreciate a like and a comment. And I will see you guys next week.